How you doing? This is trumpeter Brian Swartz in Los Angeles. I can prove it. Go Dodgers. Anyway, just wanted to make a short video here about how to set up your mouthpiece when you go to play the trumpet. Um, I've been teaching private students for over 20 years now, and I've had lots of students that I've set up right from the beginning, or I've had people that maybe played when they were in high school and now they're older and they want to come back and play, but they forgot how to set their embouchure. So I start them over with this process. And I've got a series of steps that I go through, and it's kind of like learning a golf swing or a tennis, how to swing a tennis racket or a baseball bat. Is that there's a bunch of steps that you kind of have to break down, and then you want it to be just one fluid motion that you do in like a second. So let me tell you what those steps are. There's 6 steps that I go through. The first one is you curl in your lips by saying M. The second step, you set your mouthpiece equally on both your lips. The third one, you put the tip of your tongue between your teeth. And then the fourth one, you breathe in through the corners of your mouth. 5, you tighten the corners of your mouth. Then 6, you blow easily through the center of your mouthpiece, releasing the air, just saying ta. Okay, now I know I went through that real fast. And in fact, when you learn how to do it, you're going to do it just, like I said, in a second. But so now I'm going to go through each one of those steps, and I'm going to show you what I mean. So the first step, say M to curl in your lips. So you pronounce the letter M, and then my lips are in this more curled in position, M, like that, M. Don't let them open back up, M, and then open, just curl them in, M, like that. Now they're in this position where I can set the mouthpiece flush on my lips. Now, we've got to get it set up on this tissue. This is the tissue where the muscle is around your mouth. So this tissue right here is very fragile and can tear very easily. So we don't want to set our mouthpiece on this. We don't want to roll our lips out. We don't want to pucker them forward. We want to have them set so that they're curled in and back. So that's the M thing. So after we put our lips into this M position, then the second step is taking the mouthpiece and setting it equally on both lips. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to think of putting the top half of this mouthpiece on my top lip and the top and the bottom half on my bottom lip. And so I split that half and then just set it like that. Okay, so I've got M and then like that. Now maybe you can see that from both sides. It's also hard to talk when you have a mouthpiece up here, but I'll do it anyway. Okay, so that's the second step, is setting that like that. Now it's really crucial that you put it in the center. We don't want it over here. We don't want it over here, so that we can use the muscles equally on both sides. And we don't want it too high. We don't want it too low. So set it here, And we want it just setting flat right on there. We don't want it like this. We don't want it like this. Okay, just set it flat so that it sticks straight out like that. Okay, so that's the second step, setting your mouthpiece on there. And you don't want to press it on there hard or anything. Just set it. We're not going to make any sound right now anyway, so you don't really need much pressure to do this anyway. So, all right, so setting your lips, M, setting the mouthpiece like that, half and half. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the tip of my tongue, I'm going to place it between my teeth, my top and bottom teeth. And so the way I do that is just like that. It's just barely sitting in there. I'm not pressing it in there. I'm not going like that or anything. It's just sitting like kind of like right behind my teeth. What it does is it sets up a gap where I'm going to be able to blow the air through between my teeth. And it also sets my my mouth up so that I can breathe in through the corners of my mouth, because otherwise I'm going to breathe in like this through the center of the mouthpiece, and you'll be sucking the air in through the trumpet. We don't want that. It's kind of an obstructed airway because there's a lot of resistance within the trumpet. So it's a lot faster to get the air in through the corners of your mouth. Plus, it probably doesn't taste very good to draw the air in through the trumpet. So we just set it up so that we're going to draw the air in through the corners, from the corners. So M, setting, tongue in that position. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw that air in, like I just said, through the corners of my mouth. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my airway, and I'm just going to pour that air into my lungs, like I'm pouring the air in from the bottom up. I know the air doesn't do that. You know, it's like when you blow up a balloon, the whole balloon expands in all directions, and it kind of does that in here. But I want you to imagine that you're pouring the air into your lungs from the bottom up, and that they're going to fill up from the bottom up like that. So you would breathe in like that. So now, so we've got 1, M, 2, setting the mouthpiece, 3, putting the tip of the tongue between the teeth, 4, we're going to breathe in through the corners of our mouth. So M, set, tip. Now we've poured that air into our lungs, okay, and our lungs are full. All right, then what we're going to do is we're going to close down, we're going to clench down these corners of our mouth. We're going to grip those, kind of the same way that you would grip your fist. Now you can make a fist that's loose, or you can grip a fist, grip your fist tighter like that. So that's pretty much what you're going to think of right here, is gripping those muscles right there so that you can blow the air through the center with a nice relaxed blow. So we're going to M, 1 is M, 2 is setting the mouthpiece, M, setting the mouthpiece, 3, tip of the tongue forward, breathing in, 5, clenching, gripping right here, so that air is not going to leak out through the sides. Okay, and the very last step is releasing the air with the tip of your tongue, just like that, ta. Now sometimes people get confused, and they what I've seen is they leave their tongue like in the way of the airstream. But what you're going to do is you're going to release that air, kind of like you're spitting a grain of sand or something off the tip of your tongue, and you're going to want to blow it across the room. Okay, just right through the center. So you're going to blow a stream of air that's about the size of that hole that's in the center of the mouthpiece. So, okay, here we go again. 1, M, 2, setting the mouthpiece, 3, tip of the tongue between the front teeth, 4, breathing in through the corners, 5, gripping, 6, releasing. Releasing the air and just blowing it straight through. We're going to just blow it like that. Now I'm just doing it without the mouthpiece. Like that. So now what I always do is I break that down into now 3 steps. I had 6 steps before, and now I'm going to break that into ready, set, go. Okay, which is a real easy way to think of it, and it's also you can think of it like set up, breathe, and play. Set up, breathe, and play. Ready, set, go. Set up, breathe, play. So the first 2 steps, which are M and then placing the mouthpiece, that's setting your mouthpiece up, setting it up. So that's right there. You've got M, set up. Then the the third and fourth steps are now placing the tip of the tongue and then breathing in. So set up, breathe in. And then play, which is tightening the corners and blowing the air. See, now I'm not even trying to make any sound. I'm not trying to make a buzzing sound or anything. All I'm doing is setting that up and blowing some air through it. Now, when you're first starting the trumpet, this is really crucial that you go through this process very repetitively. I usually tell my students do this like 50, 100 times a day for the first week, and before we even try to make any sound. We just got to do this one thing over and over again so that you get used to where that trumpet mouthpiece should sit. Now you can do that with your, just your mouthpiece, or you can put your, mouthpiece on your trumpet, and you can do it like that. Like I said, we're not even trying to make sound, so whatever's more comfortable for you. But it's easier for me to talk with just the mouthpiece. So once again, set up, breathe, play. Set up. Okay, so that's one time. So if you do this 50 to 100 times a day, it's not really going to take that long. You just need to do it over and over again. Set up, breathe, play. Don't pucker your lips forward. Don't blow like that. Keep your lips back in this M position. And if you feel like they're coming forward, just pay attention and keep them. You don't have to, push them forward or anything. You got to keep them back in this nice set position, which takes some practice and trial and error. So have fun with it. Just discover that, but go through that repetition. And if you're just trying to set up, it's really crucial that you do this so that your mouthpiece is in the same position every time, and then you'll get more consistent results when you actually do start to try to make sound. Now, if you want to now look at my next video, which is about the squeaky sound, look for that one in my trumpet stuff videos. So, and that will talk about the beginning of the production of the sound after we've done all of this setting up. So, so that's just a little short video of how to set up your mouthpiece and then play the trumpet. Hey, thank you very much for watching. Have a good day.